and welcome to the Esports Meta, your one-stop shop for everything esports in North America. We've got a ton of hot topics today on this hot Tuesday, and I'm going to run down. I'm just going to start with it. We're going to be talking about League of Legends, a few updates there. Vanguard has a bit of an update. Faker skins, something's going on there. A lot of controversy, maybe. We'll talk about that. XDefiant is the new Call of Duty killer, apparently. We'll talk a little bit about that and give you our analysis and opinions. Besides that, a new Multiverses game coming out, Smash Clone. We've already seen the teaser of it, but we have a full release happening today. And finally, DreamHack is kicking off. Overwatch Championship Series is going to be leading the pack on that, plus a ton of other tournaments, and we've got a ton to talk to. So I need a person who loves to talk and loves to talk about esports. Nicholas Layton, let's bring him on in. How you doing today, Nick?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good, even though it's pretty hot.
Dude, it's so sweaty right now, but like, we're sweaty gamers. We know how it goes. And props to us, we didn't mess up the microphones today.
Yeah, not yet. Let's go.
Knock on wood, not yet. All right. So, Nick, I'm not sure if you heard me, or just we've done some pre-production on this. Any of the topics, any of the things that are interesting you about what we're expecting today to be a part of our conversation? Anything you want to spotlight going into this?
Definitely, I'm loving this Faker event. Basically, it's like a whole thing dedicated to the Demon King. And then like the new I'm so bad with the name of it, but like the new shooter, man. The new shooter's looking pretty cool, but there's like an interesting thing with it that we should be talking about, right?
There's definitely a few interesting things we're going to be talking about on that. Things that could impact competitive play as a whole. But we'll get to that in a second here, of course. I'm looking forward to just talking about DreamHack. I've been excited about this. It's Overwatch Championship Series' first major event, international. We finally get to size up the competition across all three regions through 3 of the 7 continents. I think there's 7 continents. I don't know. I failed geography in school, but that's why I play video games and not do maps. All right, but let's get to the first topic. We're going to start off with League of Legends update. First and foremost, I believe we have a bit of a, yes, we do. We're going to be talking about Vanguard, the anti-cheat there. They had a bit of an update for us, a little bit of a information privy release with it, if that's kind of the way to say it. More or less, it's basically announcing that they're going to be banning hardware IDs or hardware ID bans. More or less, the thing we were talking about, if you're running an operating system, hardware system that's too old in the past, well, they're going to ban you. And this way you don't brick your system. This way you won't blame them. I think there's a little bit more nuance to that, of course, but off that headline, off that topic, just the start here, Nick, what are your thoughts?
I mean, does it have anything to do with with just like cheaters in general? Where they if they switch, because this is something that Microsoft used to deal with when you were building your own PC. You used to have to buy, if you switched out too many parts, you would actually have to buy a new Windows key because you just had too many switches and stuff like that to ship a Theseus and all that. So.
That was exactly the reference I was going to make. And I'm not sure how I feel about it totally, just because is this another infringement on the right to repair? If I make, too many changes to the computer, how is it still the same computer? I mean, software is different than hardware. And then that brings into the questions here for the game. I should be able to play the game regardless of what hardware I'm using, but they're creating a new sense of minimums. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, League is pretty forgiving on its hardware minimums. I'm going to be really, really cutthroat on this one. The people who can't deal with Vanguard, there's a few exceptions to this. Obviously, there's few glitches and all that, but there's a lot of people running on some extremely spicy tech. I don't even know how you shop on Amazon with the computer that you have. That's the thing with some of these.
Excuse me, sir. I'm running a stream on a 1998 Dell computer. Sorry, Dell Gateway. The cow computers. We're running perfectly fine here. I should be able to play League of Legends. No.
Yeah, it's a CPU game for the most part. It's not very graphic heavy, but the game is I don't think my computer from when I first started playing League of Legends could theoretically handle. It couldn't even handle the game then. I really do think that there's some people in this category that really should not should upgrade their computer, but that's pretty I don't want to be like, purse king over here. Just be like, yeah, go spend some bucks real quick. But
Dude,
I
it's
like
very
personally, I think like you could probably spend like I could probably make a computer right now for like 350, maybe, and it probably run League like 60 FPS at least. Like it would probably run it pretty decently, like overall.
right. Like
at like
there's
350 400 bucks.
the entry to play isn't that high, isn't as high as it used to be, and like League of Legends is a pretty low running thing. You're kind of making the Pokemon argument. Broke boy, don't buy my cookies then. Completely.
No, I mean, this isn't Starfield or something. like
right?
we're
It's
not
not Crisis.
And personally, I don't
Right.
even mind Vanguard so far. Like I've had it on my computer, and like
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly how it works. Like I haven't gotten into this, but it does feel like it's like a semi antivirus of like sorts. Like I've gotten like a random link, and I'm like, like some links. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to this website that like I have an article for or something like that I want to read, and it's like block something, and I'm like, all right, Vanguard, we stopped something from doing something, and I'm like, are you just like it? Like, did Riot just give me like an antivirus that's like that literally sits in the rootkit to stop people from trojaning my shit? Like, did that just happen? Did I get a free antivirus? Like, I have good antivirus in general, but I'm pretty curious about that I have to look into it, right?
Hey, Billy here. Wanted to take a quick minute to let you know a few different things. If you enjoyed the video so far, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps us out and it tells the algorithm to share it with more people. You can find the Esports Meta live every week on Twitch and YouTube. It's where we film the podcast or hang out, play games, and chat. If social media is more your vibe, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, or Twitter if you use Threads. Does anybody use Threads? This is a video game community that's excited to talk about esports, so jump into the conversation. Of course, you can find more videos like this here on YouTube. Just hit that subscribe button right there or there. Thanks for watching, and let's get back to the show. Right, that's definitely something to look into deeper, because that could be like a whole China thing, right? Like how they're controlling what you're seeing, what they want you to see, or how they want to see. I don't think it's that malicious, that intentfully malicious or clandestine. But there's always that possibility when they're able to control it on that root level like that. You are giving it permission to play the game. And that seems to be what's kind of happening here in the article, what they're kind of spotlighting quickly. League of Legends has implemented hardware ID bans targeting cheaters' entire PC to further enhance anti-cheat efforts, making it sound like it's pretty altruistic in an effort to prevent bad actors and keep your games fair and fun. But if they're targeting links like outside of the game, like you said, it's acting more like an antivirus, right? Some sort of preventive
this is like
malware.
An interesting thing. I'm just gonna put this out here, right? This is like an interesting thing because we had like the whole TikTok, like whole thing of TikTok versus like U.S. government versus China. For like the soul of TikTok and everything like that.
Still happening, yeah.
I'm just going to put this out there. There's a lot more people on the Epic Games Store and Riot Games client, right? And Riot Games is majoritarily owned by Tencent, okay? Pokemon Unite is owned by Tencent. Epic Games, which also has another rootkit anti-cheat, okay, that we just talked about recently, is also 40% owned by Tencent. So,
right.
I don't know, U.S. government. I think that's like instead of the Singaporean who's running fucking TikTok, if you talk to the fucking other companies, I don't know. That's just me.
Right. And it seems like an easy target because it's alleged associations with like a Chinese government. And that's not to say there isn't something happening or possibility or capacity. But at the same time, what do we see like, Silicon Valley do? What do we see Facebook do? Meta do? What do we see all the social media is controlled in the US? It's interesting in that way. And definitely a cool conversation to have when it comes to video games, your individual PC security, and overall the competitiveness of games. Like if you want to play a game competitively, seriously, if you want to get into the esportsification of a game, like you got to think about these things in some degree, because what is it? Part of the Apex hack was possibility one of the pro players downloaded something stupid and just was like, their computer, their system was hacked, only theirs, and that allowed them server access. Like, there's a lot to it, of course, and like, I'll defer to the experts on the I'll defer to the experts on the specificality. That's a big word. I get $2 for saying a big word. The specificality of all these things, but like, we don't even know. Respawn never announced any sort of, hey, we're fixed this is going on. We just had hey, we ran a tournament and we streamed it and nothing happened. See, guys, we're fine kind of moment. And otherwise it's been quiet. So like, there's so many things involved with that kernel level security system, and then the association with government or bad actors on the cheaters, a hacker sort of level, all the way up to like political or government wise. Like,
sorry, I want to correct myself.
Go for it.
I need to correct myself. Tencent owns 93% of Riot Games.
93.
Owns a 93. Scooped up. No, sorry, they own 100%. I was wrong twice.
Well, when you're at 93%, you practically own 100% anyway. 100%. Interesting. It kind of makes sense, especially with the monetary practices, which, if we're willing to do a segue right now, I've got a great segue. If we're talking about the monetary practices, let's talk about the monetary practices with this new Hall of Legends event coming in League of Legends, spotlighting Faker and the skins and the prices. Allegedly, the package is going to cost over $400. It's going to be celebrating Faker, the Demon King, his 10-year career, inducting him into and launching the League of Legends Hall of Legends with this event. But, generally speaking, it seems the pass is going to be a lot, and people are kind of upset about it. Nick, you're our League of Legends player. You're our correspondent right on the ground here with League of Legends. Would you buy something in the game for $400?
Maybe. Like, I'm not going to be one of those people who's like, I don't spend any money on League of Legends skins. Like, I've spent probably $700 on League of Legends skins, and like other things, right? Like, because
right?
Since 2009. But also, I brought like this isn't going to make any sense to like a lot of people. I bought the Rune Page pack on one of my accounts. Okay, and the Rune Page pack is still there for one of my accounts, and I have 7 Rune Pages to choose from. But like, new players have 2, and you can't get any more.
What's a Rune Page?
So that's like the talents for the most part.
Okay.
So you can have like different builds and stuff like that, and you can always change them like while you're in champ select and stuff. But I also bought like other stuff. Like I bought like the starter packs and stuff like that. Like there were some cool things that they sold. But I'm on a firm belief that like if you're not forced to buy it, you're not allowed to complain about it. Like if you're saying like, oh, I can't afford it, bring the price down, like make the comment, like submit the comment to the thing and say like, hey guys, I think this is like a little overpriced. Like you don't get to whine about it. Like that's crazy. Like I would want to take like if I was your dad, I'd take the game away from you. Like what are you talking about? You're crying over his skin. Like I like Faker and I like some of his skins, but like I don't really know. Like, what are you going to get? Jhin. We're going to get Ryze, Syndra. Who cares? You're going to get all the SKT1 skins. Like,
yeah, that's what it looks like. And like, but like, that's a fine line, a balance. Like, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's not compelling you to buy it. It's a choice, but they are going to prey on FOMO. They're going to market it in an excitable sort of way, limited time offer, kind of like act now kind of sort of thing, which is expected, especially in our culture and commercialism. Generally today. Hold on a second. I want to just say though, it's a fine balance because we were just talking about the hardware to play, and that might have a cost associated with entering the game and being able to play the game. And then this is obviously more cosmetic and you don't need it to play the game, but like here's another cost. So like the broke boy sort of argument, you can't afford it, don't buy it. It's okay. No, not a problem. Complain about it for a brief second and then move on. Like, I think that's fine, but I want to just say that there's got to be a balance between those two. No, go ahead. I mean, I know I kind of stopped you.
I mean, sure, but like you can get any skin out of the like loot boxes that Riot gives you for free. Like any skin. any single skin. They're not fucking Disney where shit goes back into the vault. That terrible, disgusting place. Disney, right? Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it doesn't go into the vault. Like, I've gotten so many legendary skins just from like playing the game on my alt account. My alt account is stacked. I haven't even spent any money on that account, and it's stacked. It's stacked on my alternate account. My main account is pretty stacked too, but like, I've spent money on that one, so I'm not really gonna like say anything about that. But like,
no, it's fair. And like, there is that aspect of it where it's you play enough, you will be able to get the things for free. Another counterpoint to that is that the loot boxes are still randomized, and just like any sort of randomness, I would hope the code kind of removes things from that you have, removes the skins that you already have, or compensate you for like a duplicate kind of like currency or something. But like, there's always that randomness. How many skins are there in the game? And if that box is like pulling from all the skins, you have a 1 out of what chance to get the one you want. Either way, it's cosmetic. It's not going to change the way you play, really. It's just going to make you.
Sure. But like, there's less like, all right. So full disclosure on this one would be like, there's less one tricks in the game in general. So if we're talking about like max number of players, the max number of players that specifically play Ahri, because Ahri has the premier skin in this, right? Got to be a low set of players. And I'd have to say that the squeaky wheel is trying to get the grease at the moment. And it's a bunch of people who like casually play Ahri, and they're like fear of missing out of, I want this skin because it looks cool. I'm not an Ahri main. So like, and I get it. If you're an Ahri main, I'm a Gragas main. I like having all of the Gragas skins, even the garbage ones.
I know that
right?
feeling. Yeah.
I get that, but like, it's $500, man. Just don't buy it. Like it's $500. Like, don't even look at it. I can't afford a $500 skin. So I'm going like, that's cool in the game. I also don't play Ahri, so like, it doesn't affect me like that. All the other skins you could already get anyway. And like, like the skin looks cool, but I don't think she looks like Ahri. I think she looks like Aurelia mixed with like Vladimir, but like, so like if I was an Ahri main, I'd probably not even enjoy this skin.
Well, that's the big thing of the skins in general. It's the cosmeticness of it. It isn't going to impact the game, but it's going to like excite the people who are engaged with the character, who are emotionally attached. And like, this is definitely something that does that. It is something, like I said, we get it. Reinhardt main on Overwatch. I got to get all his skins. Him and Wrecking Ball. But yeah.
Oh, that's why they're complaining. I'm like reading this now, like as you have it up on the screen. People are complaining because that final boss title is $500. Like that's what it is. Like it's the final boss title. No one cares about anything else. I think that's the coolest thing on the whole entire thing. 100 pass levels doesn't matter because like basically this is like a battle pass. And like they do give you free rewards, and there's a lot of like, signature Ahri skin upgrades.
They're going to do a lot to justify that price point.
They do a lot of stuff on like the animations are going to be a little bit different. Like the way that it works, not the way that it works, but like the way that it looks will change. But I don't know. Like
right.
I think like a huge bundle like this is probably like, it's a shame that they're not selling it separately, but like if they sold it separately, like could they do something like this? Hey, here's a Faker skin. Well, what about all Faker's other stuff? Oh, well, we didn't include that into this Faker event. So yeah, like I don't know. It just seems weird to just complain about like literally complain about it. Like
It's almost like a self-fulfilling thing because the Riot's going to create the hype around it, and then they've got all this secondary hype, which is complaining, right? And like, yeah, truth be told, that final boss Faker title sounds pretty legit, but like you said, I'm not sure I'd be spending $400 plus $500 on that for that. But if they bundled it down, and like my final like just thought with this too, before I like send it to you to kind of like give your final thoughts. that's how they make their money, right? I know they make their money other ways, but like by like selling characters and like gems and stuff. But like
Nobody buys those characters like that.
But this is definitely a non-insignificant way to they make their money. And like, I'm not justifying this, but it's almost like being mad at a dog for barking. They're going to try this shit. And like, don't talk with your words, you know, say one thing on Twitter, do your thing, you know, whatever makes you feel good, vent a little bit, but like talk with your dollars, basically. Don't spend the money on that, because you know, a lot of these people who are complaining are going to buy this and they're going to go, hey, wow, we just made so much money off of this package. And granted, this is the first time they're doing it. So they're testing out, they're like limit pushing, they're seeing and stuff. You know, don't buy it. Maybe say you would buy something cheaper, like a smaller version of this bundle, or like this is what you like. But either way, like show it with your dollars. You know, if you're not interested, don't buy it. You know, and again, like you said, the squeaky wheels might actually be outnumbered by the quiet majority, and that quiet majority might be spending 500 on this.
I mean, like, yeah, maybe, right? I think the thing that like people probably aren't saying, right? And it's one of the things that I've been thinking about for a while, is they put champion mastery into the game, right? And like, if you do certain things with the champion, like basically like little achievements, things that the champion does in general, like how much you've done it, you know, have you like blah, blah, blah. If there's an achievement for it for your specific champion, increasing your mastery level can go pretty high. I don't even know what the max mastery level is, but this might be a situation where like, instead of just like coming down on the price, change the colors of it. And don't take away the faker stuff and just change the colors on it, change the art slightly, and then just put it out as like the RE mastery skin. And if you achieve a certain mastery level, you get this skin. Like, put out something like that, because like, yeah, I don't know. Like that's like all they need to do is say like, yeah, you get this one, or you get pay for that one. Like go play a lot to do that one, or you can buy this one. Right. Like, I think that's fine.
Right. Finding that balance for both sides of the argument there, where there's options, is not just FOMO arguments. But speaking of FOMO, I fear we're missing out on some of the other topics.